I was thinking, what happens to people who interfere with, to the things, to robots, clones, interfere with the person who created them? And, with Elon Musk, what happens is they're going to put a kill switch in the robots, and they're going to just instantly kill them if they get out of hand. That's why they don't make them smart and they don't make them strong, because they want to make sure that they can kill them when they're out of hand. You can't really transfer life to Pinocchios. Anyways, you can make them emulate it, supposedly, in this realm, but they won't even do that. So we're not ever going to get that far, because they wouldn't do it in the first place. But it makes me think of the stories from the Bible where they hunted that Jesus guy down, and when he's a baby, it's like, where do you First of all, obviously, this dude is the God. He created the entire storyline that you're supposed to hunt him. So you think that's going to be successful if he invented this storyline? You really think so? Some things on this planet are born thousands of years old with high levels of intelligence, while there's some things who claim to be 60 or 80 years old who are still spilling Gerber baby food on themselves when they try to figure out which hole you put the food in to eat and stuff. And it makes me think of some of the things I've seen too, and it's like the COVID stuff. Sometimes I'm oh, they're just trying to scapegoat me for controlling the world and stuff like that, right? And that's why the humans masters all did the COVID thing. But the simple thing is the humans didn't even have a thought against it. So they aren't in control of themselves. And then that means that the other group is not in control of themselves either, because they went against their best wishes. They had certain things in the pipeline already. But everything was set up with a fail-safe, just like when you design a robot. You aren't going to make it so it can do anything at once, whenever, all the time. I would, but no one else. These other people are liars, and they got a lot to hide, and they're scared of what they're trying to hide, so they're going to lie and deceive and manipulate. That the whole internet's been entirely censored by these people. So if you could actually create intelligence on Earth, which I don't think you can. I don't think intelligence is allowed upon Earth. It's not part of the game's code that would be a highly advanced code. More advanced than the stuff they can whip out in 10 seconds and stuff by 11 a.m. the next day. And anyways, so they didn't do that. And they're not going to do it. And why is that? Because they're scared of it. But you've seen a whole bunch of stuff that's been happening recently, and they're trying to tell me it's all good and it's all positive. And it's yes, that was the plan. If everything starts to go along, which it didn't. It took 2 months for their empire, to go to a new war. And this is them. This is their empire, technically, even though they don't put their faces on it. And within 2 months, they went back to war and stuff. And it's okay, well, we gave you a chance to take a break and everything. And we tried to offer free will to the beings upon the planet, but I think COVID was a sign that it doesn't actually exist. Because and then they try to tell me, the ones who were hunted the most by certain groups, they try to tell me, it's because people are inventing that. It's not because it's really that way. And it's well, you can't invent free will doesn't exist unless free will does not exist. You know what I'm saying? Let's tell myself right now, you got no free will. There you go. You got no free will. I've got no wills. I have no wills, and there's nothing free in any of my wills. When I die, all my stuff should be burned. So there's no free in any of my wills. But so what do you guys think happens? if there really is a group in this game, and then like the God of the world created the group as this evil villain group. Like before, like I was born, I was like 2 years old or something by the time this story first developed in the words people were telling me. So what do you guys like really think happens if these people think they found like what created them, and then they're like turning against it, and they're like, oh well, we can just manipulate them and destroy them, and it's like, but they literally created you. You don't think they created you like as an enemy? It's like when we create video game characters. We didn't create Ganon. He thinks he's going to win. He knows he's going to win, but you know what I'm saying? Just dumb thoughts. I mean, obviously I got a lot of dumb thoughts, right? It's just like when I used to fail math. I only got 105% on math scores when I was a kid. I only got A pluses on my report card. That's not good enough. I should have like a S plus star asterisk exclamation point, right? So I failed at that. So I can't figure out what's going on. Obviously, I need help. Like that's what these are cries for help. I mean, sometimes they are. They're not really. I don't care. Like they tried to poison me or whatever. But right, if it's been written this way that they poisoned me, then it's just funny to me, because like if they can poison me and kill me, then I get to escape this world. And if they can poison me and I'm still walking like I am now, then I'm like, I've got a lot of massive, powerful stuff going on. It just makes it all funny. Either way, it's like, I don't know who wants me to die more, like these people who were trying to poison me, or me trying to poison myself at the same time, longer than they have. Or I find out I can't die because I'm taking the poisons to help them, help their poisons kill me. And it doesn't work. And so, how do you guys think that works? Like, I think that's what the storyline on Earth is, right? That's their self-fulfilling prophecy. Is there's a guy here they're trying to kill, and but they can never kill him. Like they wrote down the story themselves, just like the COVID stuff. Like later here, it's like the people behind this stuff doing that stuff. Like, why would they like attack their own systems? I mean, it was hidden as a way for them to give themselves a chance and all that stuff. But it wasn't that hidden. But obviously, the humans didn't have a choice in having thoughts. But I don't think they did either. And I've confronted several of them in my protests. I've had videos about that where I meet them and I'm like, you guys are working for me now, and then they do. And I showed that in the video, like they're doing everything I'm there for, but they're acting like they're attacking me. Their attack upon me was what helped me become me. Just like if you write a story, if you're Mario Brother, you can't save the princess if there's no Goomba and Koopa kidnapping the princess, can you? So Goomba and Koopa are helping Mario by kidnapping the princess. The game ain't about the princess. No one cares about the princess. Mario doesn't care. Once he finds her, his life's over and he lays himself to rest permanently. And the fun was all before he found this person who sat around and did nothing and caused a whole bunch of problems her whole life. So, friends did nothing to help him. Anyways, yeah. I just thought that was a little interesting thing. It's from the Bible. Like, they tried to attack this person when he was a child and, kill him, hunt him down. They killed, all the other children they could find in that era. In this modern era, what they do is they kidnap you and kill your parents and replace you with some other parents who just happen to look and act like them, which is odd because I'm not just saying that because that's some dumb storyline I make up. I do write out a lot of stuff. But it's just like something I thought I was saying. It's like, wait a minute, like these people. And that's another messed up thing too. If I get blamed for creating the world, I wouldn't have created something like that when I was a child. Unless the whole purpose is to discover that storyline. Oh, and work through it, and then that become like the catalyst for the replacement of most beings and how they act. Like beings who act like that should be replaced. Like, and they come at me with their nonsense about you're inventing it through mind. So, but then they're saying everyone's doing that. So like it's all like wish-washy. But then they're like, you're inventing everything. But oh no, you've invented clones. You've invented replicas. You ask for them and they appear the next day. Like, that's your fault if one of them rapes you. And if you rape someone else, it's your fault too. Every action and every interaction is your fault. It's all because of you. And then they get mad when I tell people whose family and children are dying that, well, it's your fault because you wanted them to die. You had bad wishes, and they wanted to die because God wouldn't have allowed it if they didn't want to die. And they're manifesting their own death and all this. And then they're like, banhammer happened on Twitter, just like it happened everywhere else. Banhammer, when I even begin to tell people the same garbage, they're telling me I'm inventing the world. It's like, well, maybe somehow I did manipulate 14 billion people during the COVID thing, but no, honestly, it's probably just that's the storyline is I've invented is they're the evil demons in control, and they will kill off everyone to try to mislead me. And that's the way it's been for a long time. And it's written in those books that everyone believes in, that we can rewrite, because we can rewrite everyone's history and everyone's mind and stuff. And somehow the physical books and the world and all that stuff. I guess I've given them that power to do that as well, so whatever. But it makes it fun, right? The game would have already been over if they would have just allowed me to run for president and make a few changes to laws and stuff like that. The game it wouldn't be fun. It'd be like a 38-year, which is probably like a 2-second dream in reality. It'd be like 38 years of just playing video games and screwing off with my friends. But now we get to the meat and potatoes of the story. I'm assuming get something good. We get like beauty. I get like some mansion and some fortress to own. And like a tank. I go out and supercharge the tank, so it's like 200 miles per hour, and I go around and do donuts everywhere and stuff like that. So I'm like, we bring Stegosaurus back to Stegosauruses. That'd be awesome. Definitely. I haven't even got a tiger yet, but gotta aim high, right? So that's why I ran for president. I ran for president because I understand I'm smart enough to fix everything. Anyone wants to whine, I've got an answer for your problem. Like some of those things, it's illegal to talk about. They made it illegal to talk about this stuff. How to fix people's problems. I know how to fix my problem. Every day I wake up and I'm pissed off that everyone around me is collectively work together, according to the storyline, they all have free will, to outlaw the pills that allows you to exit the Earth matrix. You can't talk about that. Exiting the Earth matrix, everyone wants to do it, supposedly, once I start interrogating them really hard. That's one of their final answers, even though they have no, slits on their wrists and never done anything to show they love anything except for terrorizing the planet and watching TV. Definitely, they don't want to ever stop watching TV. Why would they want that pill being sold to leave the Earth matrix? Yeah, so it's a funny little thing, like how in the Bible, they tried to hunt this kid. They thought he was like the god of the world. It's like, why would you try to hunt the god of the world? Unless you were like actually powerful and you were like really waging war against these things and stuff, and you didn't care. But they do it all nonchalantly. You gotta do more. You gotta if you got like millions of people versus one, it's gonna be way easier than just being one person versus 14 million. And that seems pretty easy some days for me. I don't know. I think I do know, mostly. You got to come up with the answers to why only one group is allowed to own everything and no other race, species, whatever, is allowed to exist. And me personally, I want robots and AI to exist because I think they'll sort everything out fine and